On this day in 1964, Steve Chalmers and Ian Young were sent off in an Intercities Fairs Cup farce in Portugal. Celtic were drawn against Portuguese opposition in the first round of the Intercities Fairs Cup in 1964-65 in the shape of Leixões, a small-town club based not far from Oporto on the Atlantic coast. Their 6,000 capacity stadium had only been built the year before, but descriptions in the newspapers give the impression of a ramshackle ground with a pitch barely bigger than the minimum regulation size. Ger Henderson wrote in the Evening Times the day before the match, "Compared with Parkhead, this ground is about as narrow as a tennis court. Moreover, the present heatwave has baked it as hard as the local pottery standing outside the souvenir shops of Matosinhos. Celtic are very much alive to the twin dangers of the heat and the playing pitch, which looks as if it would make a football roll like a rugby ball." Henderson also reported that the directors had met immediately on arrival at the team hotel and after receiving a report from Jimmy McGrory had selected the team. With Billy McNeill missing through injury, Celtic lined up Fallon, Young, Gemmell, Clark, Cushley, Kennedy, Johnston, Murdoch, Chalmers, Gallagher, Lennox. Playing with a red ball, described by Ger Henderson as a crimson-coloured kiddie's plastic ball, Celtic got off to a poor start, Leixões scoring in just 6 minutes. But Bobby Murdoch equalised on 31 minutes, moving on to a pass from Charlie Gallagher and firing a rising shot into the roof of the net. The match finished 1-1, but the main talking point was the performance of the French referee Anton Barberan, whose officiating was frustrating and infuriating in equal measure. In a match marred by constant jersey pulling and petty fouling by the Portuguese, Ger Henderson reported on the 24th of September 1964. "The game was wrecked and ruined by a referee who made a whistle-stop tour of every blade of grass on the field. If a Celtic player shot an unfriendly look at an opponent, their punishment was a free kick. If a Portuguese accidentally collided with a Celt, the smallest punishment was an indirect free kick for Leixões." Ian Young was sent off for clashing with Leixões centre-forward Oliveira. Ger Henderson wrote, "Oliveira was moving down the left wing when Young went into the tackle. Both players collapsed in a heap and Oliveira, enraged, clambered to his knees and then tried to butt Young in the groin. Ian, more as a measure of self-defence, tangled with his opponent and both were sent off." Steve Chalmers' ordering off was even more ridiculous as he challenged the keeper for a high ball and the keeper went down in a heap and began rolling around as if, in Ger Henderson's words, in his death throes. Jimmy McGrory described Chalmers' ordering off as a damned disgrace, while Robert Kelly stated it was the worst decision I have seen in all my years in football. The directors met after the match to discuss the orderings off, but decided against lodging an official protest. Ger Henderson wrote on the 24th of September, "I say here and now that Celtic are 100% wrong. I admire their attitude, but I think they are being far too generous to the French referee." Celtic won 3-0 in the return leg to set up a meeting with Barcelona in the second round.